Now in 9th standard, as I said last time, we have learned about every real number. Rational number, irrational number. We also have learned how rational numbers are represented in a decimal expansion. It can be either terminating or recurring, and irrational numbers are neither terminating nor recurring. Yesterday I explained you. Terminating matlab we are getting remainder 0 when we divide numerator by denominator. Recurring matlab a block of digits go on repeating in quotient. You never get remainder 0. But it repeats. So rational numbers are either terminating or recurring, and irrational numbers are neither terminating nor recurring. Now some theorem will help us to check. Without actual division, we can get the answer by using this theorem, whether rational numbers are terminating or recurring. So for that, you are given theorem number 5. What is theorem number 5? Let x is a rational number, okay? X is a rational number, okay? Suppose let x is a rational number whose decimal expansion is terminating. Then x can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are coprime, and Q is of the form Q is equal to 2 raised to m into 5 raised to m, where m and n are non-negative integers, okay? Theorem says that if x is any rational number and it is terminating, suppose x is any rational number and it is suppose it is terminating, then x can be expressed in the form P by Q, where P and Q are coprime and Q, that denominator of the rational number, is always of the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. Matlab Q has only two factors, 2 and 5 only. It does not have factor other than 2. Clear? Then it is always terminating. Now the converse of this is theorem number 6. If x is a rational number and it is terminating, then Q, if x is P by Q, then Q is always expressed as 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integer. Now converse of this theorem is theorem 5. Says that is also true, and it says that if in rational number P by Q, if Q can be expressed as 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integer, then it is always terminating decimal. What? So both way it is true. If it is terminating decimal, then q can be expressed in a form 2 raised to m into q raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integer. And the conversely, if q can be expressed as 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integers, then that rational number is always a terminating decimal, because rational number is either terminating or reoccurring. Out of two, one is possible. And when it is neither terminating nor recurring, then it is a irrational number. Okay. Now, I explain you orally, but now again I am explaining what do you mean by terminating. Detailed meaning of terminating I want to give. Terminating means when we divide. If you want to express any rational number in a decimal expansion, then you have to divide p by q, okay? Divide p by q. We get remainder 0 after few steps of division. You start dividing p by q. After certain stage, after some steps, you will get remainder 0. Matlab you have to stop the division. Okay? For example, x is 3 by 8. So here p is 3 and q is 8. So 8 can be expressed as 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 0. So it is in a form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. Therefore I can say x is terminating decimal. Okay. Now, in order to get it decimal, in order to get its decimal form, okay, decimal expansion, we have two ways. Decimal form लाना है, तो we have two ways. First way, actually you dividing 3 by 8. That way also I can get decimal form of this rational number. Another way is multiplying both 3 and 8 by 125. When I multiplied with 125, because 8 is having 2 cube, तो उसके साथ मैं 5 cube के साथ multiplied कर दूं, तो my denominator will be 10 cube, okay? To get q in the power of, when you will get q in the power of 10, then automatically I can get my 3 by 8 in terms of decimal. For example, first method I have to divide 3 by 8, okay? Division not possible, so 0, put decimal, 0 utara, 3, 8 3 ja 24, do the subtraction, you will get 6, you again bring 0 down, 8 7 ja 56, do subtraction, you will get 4, again you bring 0 down, 8 5 ja 40, you get remainder 0? Yes. So this is my terminating decimal. So my 3 by 8 can be expressed in decimal form as 0.375, okay? By this method also I get 0.375, and by another method 3 by 8 is 3 by 2 cube. 2 cube को 10 cube करने के लिए I should multiply both n and d by 5 cube. 5 cube is 125. So I am going to get 375, 125 into 3 375, upon 10 cube. 10 cube matlab 1000. So it is 0.375. By both way I can get my rational number in a terminating decimal form. Okay. Now, similarly, now I am giving you some extra sum. Suppose you are given 13 by 125. You express them. पहले you check करोगे, is it terminating or not. Check करने के लिए I should get 125 in a form of 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So it is 2 raised to 0 into 5 raised to 3. Yes. Implies 13 by 125 is terminating by theorem, okay? Theorem 5n, terminating. I apply my statement of theorem number 5. Q is in a form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. So I can say that 13 by 125, this rational number is terminating. Now in order to convert 13 upon 125 in a decimal form, I should multiply it with denominator is 5 cube. So in order to make it 10 cube, I should multiply both n and d by 2 cube. 2 cube matlab 8. So it is 13 8 ja 104 upon 1000. So it is 0.104. Clear? Now another sum. Suppose you are given 7 by 80. 80 can be expressed as 16 5 ja. So it is 16 matlab 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 1. It is in a form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. M and n are, what is m and n are? Non-negative integer. Implies 7 by 80 is terminating decimal, okay? In order to get it as a terminating decimal, here it is 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 1. So in order to make it as 10 raised to 4, I should multiply both n and d by 5 cube. So 5 cube matlab 125, okay? How do I get idea? You get it? 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 1. So in order to make 10 raised to 4, I should multiply with 5 cube. Rationalization matlab both n and d should be multiplied. Then and then equality is balanced. 125 into 7 is 875 upon 10,000. So it is 0.0875. Clear? Now let us take sum number 4. It is 14588 upon 625. Now 625 can be represented as 5 raised to 4. So naturally it is 2 raised to 0. So in order to make it, that implies my 14588 upon 625. This rational number is terminating decimal. Clear? In order to make it a decimal, terminating decimal, I should multiply both n and d by, see it is 5 raised to 4. So I have to multiply with 2 raised to 4 in order to make it a 10 raised to 4 power. So 2 raised to 4 matlab I multiplied both n and d by 16. So if I multiplied 14,588 with 16, it is 2,33,408. Corner में multiplied करो. Divide by 10,000. So it is 23.3408. Clear? So are you clear how to decide without performing any division whether it is terminating or not? Just by checking factorization, prime factorization of Q. Q is of the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n. Then automatically I can get terminating decimal. Okay. Now there is theorem number 7. It says it is a theorem based on when rational number is not terminating but it is recurring. Under what condition your rational number is not terminating but it is a non-terminating recurring. Okay. So the theorem says let x is p by q. Okay. Is a rational number. Clear? Such that q cannot be expressed in the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, where m and n are non-negative integer. Okay. If q cannot be expressed in a form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, okay, then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating. Matlab you are not getting 0 when you divide as a remainder. Non-terminating, repeating. रिपीटिंग का दूसरा नाम है रिकरिंग. मैंने बोला था रिकरिंग मतलब रिकरिंग मीन्स ब्लॉक ऑफ डिजिट्स रिपीट्स in quotient. When you divide numerator by denominator and when we perform division, you won't get remainder 0, but you go on getting repeated quotient. Okay? Therefore, by theorem 5, 6 and 7, what this 5, 6 and 7 says? We can say that a rational number are either terminating or non-terminating but recurring. Okay? Non-terminating recurring decimal number. Matlab irrational number should be, there are two type of number, rational and irrational. When rational are either terminating or recurring, matlab irrational number are neither terminating nor recurring. Okay? Irrational number are neither terminating nor recurring. Okay? Irrational number are neither terminating nor recurring. So are you clear about decimal expansion of rational number and irrational number?